Awesome. We are live on YouTube. We'll get started here right away, guys. In the last minute, we've already tripled in attendees so far, so we'll give it a moment and let everybody come in. Awesome. We are live on YouTube. We'll get started here right away, guys. In the last minute, all right, let's get something going on this screen here while we wait. Here we go. Kate, can we see my screen? Perfect. Awesome. Lots of people still filtering in here, guys. We're still a few minutes early. Thank you so much for being here early. We're going to get started right away here. But for those of you who are here already, I'd love to know who's here. Where are you joining us from? And if you'd like to add us on LinkedIn, our LinkedIn links are going to be popping into the chat here momentarily. Please share yours as well. Add us on LinkedIn. We'll add you on LinkedIn. It's always a good opportunity to get to know some new people and grow all of our audiences through events like this. So please use the little chat. There's a button at the bottom of your Zoom that says chat. Do feel free to throw your details in there and let's add some connections today.
I just love seeing all the countries and cities that everybody's in. That's wonderful. Welcome to everybody.
So cool to see the people from all over the world who are coming to see like us talk. It's so cool. All right, we're gonna get started here in just 1 minute here. We still have a big wave of people still trickling in, so we'll give them one more moment to join us. But like, please keep it going in the chat. I would love to see where you guys are from. Send your LinkedIn links so that we can all join or get to know each other on LinkedIn after this. Tell us what you do. This chat is popping off. This is so fun to watch. Oh my goodness.
Hey, Paul,
Um,
don't worry about if you have to drop off early. That's not a problem. We're going to record all of this and we'll send it out to you afterwards. So don't worry about that if you have to leave.
Totally. Give me like a day to edit this presentation for when I inevitably stumble on my words. It's going to happen and I'm going to want to edit it out. But beyond that, I'll be sending out the recording to everybody here by the end of the week. So don't even stress. All right, we'll give it till 2 minutes after and then we'll get started here just because we have people joining every time I blink. So we'll give them one more second here. Oh, we got other Canadians in here too. That's fun. Hope you got freezing your rear end off right now. It was minus 47 here yesterday. So, alrighty, it's 2 minutes after. Let's do this, guys. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're going to talk about customization, how to build beautiful custom booking pages if you're not a graphic designer. And full transparency here, guys, I am so not a graphic designer. Neither is Kate. But we've built some really cool booking pages without needing any of those very, very amazing skills. We simply just don't have them. And I know a lot of people don't have those highly technical skills. So we're really excited to show you how you can do beautiful booking pages without needing to be an expert at InDesign or any of those other cool tools. My name is Becca. I work in the marketing department here at You Can Book Me, and I am based in a small town in rural Western Canada. And I am joined by Kate. She's our director of product, and she is joining us from Bedford in the UK. We also have, you'll see in the chat, Anna joining us from Greece and Ben joining us from the United States. They are with the You Can Book Me team as well, and they are our lovely moderators today. Let's get going. Stay tuned till the end if you can. We're going to be giving away free design audits and recommendations and how-to guides to anybody who wants them for their particular booking page, as well as any of the templates that I use to build any of the booking pages you'll see today. We're going to be sharing all those templates with you. Because like I said, you don't have to be a designer. Use the templates that our design team created. Build beautiful booking pages without needing those highly technical skills. And whether you can stick around till the end or not, I will share those templates with you after this call as well, along with that recording, like I promised. So here's what we're going to go over today, guys. We're going to go over ways you can style your page, including appointment types, how to style those, how to style your add-ons, how to style your booking form, how to completely customize your notifications, because your brand voice is not my brand voice, and that they shouldn't be the same. So let's make sure you know how to customize all the copy that goes out that represents your brand. How to embed your page will just be a quick section on some of the things you can do once you've made your page beautiful. Some new product updates coming out of Kate's department that are so freaking cool. I'm especially excited to show you guys the duotone update coming. It looks so cool. And then finally, I'm gonna build a booking page from scratch, live on camera, and I'm literally gonna have you guys time me. My goal is to do it in under 5 minutes. Don't make me lose this bet. We're gonna do it in under five, and make something super custom in under 5 minutes, just to show you how easy it is to do. If you have questions, as you might notice, the chat is popping off. There were hundreds of people registered for this webinar, guys. We've got over 100 here today live and more watching on the live stream on YouTube. So if you have questions and you're joining us from Zoom, please, there's a Q&A button right at the bottom center of your Zoom. I hope I'm pointing to it from wherever I'm showing on your screen. But please hit that little Q&A button at the bottom center of your Zoom, and you can submit questions there. If it's a private question you just want us to answer to you privately in email after, just say that in the question and we'll just answer you privately after this call. If it's a question we feel would be that isn't private, we feel would be great to answer with everyone, we'll answer it at the end live. But if it's something we feel is unique to your use case, we will get back to you personally. So like, no shame, hit up that Q&A as much as you would like so we can get all your questions answered and they don't get lost in this very busy chat. And with that, I'll pass it to Kate to talk about why does customization even matter?
Absolutely. Thank you, Becca. So let's start out with the elephant in the room. Does it even matter? So we've all been sent incredibly generic booking links. They all look exactly the same. They're usually blue. They've usually got a calendar view to choose your time. And yes, we've all booked on those links. So nothing about a generic booking link will stop your clients from booking time with you. But why have a booking experience that literally looks like every other one out there when all your other efforts go into making you stand out? So as a business, you've just seconds to catch someone's eye and to make a good impression. You're building your brand reputation in every interaction that clients and prospects have with your company. So why would you waste those 5 minutes that they're spending scheduling time with you on something that doesn't reflect who you are and what you can offer? So let's just have a quick look here. Here's an example. The one on the left is fine. It's totally fine, but the one on the right immediately conveys something specific about the business. It uses colors and imagery, and importantly, text to connect with the business's brand, website, and tone. So it's a bit like a landing page for your business, and it can include all the information that you require. And the great thing is that going from the one on the left to the one on the right takes less than 10 minutes, and very soon Becca is going to show you how. But here are some examples from actual You Can Book Me customers, just to give you an idea of the kind of really unique and informative and trustworthy pages that you can achieve. So here's Becca.
Awesome. Thanks, Kate. Let's talk about how to actually style this, guys. So I did a screenshot, a step-by-step here of how to build out a cool booking page with a completely fictitious company. We're going to sell some rubber duckies today. This is not me live building the page. We're going to do that at the end of today. And I'm actually going to have the audience pick which brand I build a booking page for live, but no pressure. It's fine. But I'm going to show you how to customize using this fictitious rubber ducky company that should totally exist. So step one is when you go to build a booking page, the first thing it's going to prompt you for is to choose your name, photo, and location. So when it comes to your booking page title, it's so helpful if you actually give it a title like your name, your company name, instead of just calling it booking page. We want to lend authenticity to your booking page because we're in the age of there's so many scams out there. We all get those garbage phone calls every single day that are from not real companies offering shady things, just garbage phone calls, garbage emails. We want this to look as authentic as possible so that your bookers have trust and faith when they're booking, that they're booking with the real thing. You can also add a photo. There's two different approaches here. We've seen that work equally well. A photo of your face, it adds humanity, it adds a real person, or of your logo, either one. And then you can choose the location you would like to meet at as well. So if you're a Zoom person, we can still be friends. It's fine. I prefer Google Meet. But if you're a Teams person, if you want to have in-person meetings, there's so many different options. You can also even have the booker pick the location if you would like. But you choose your location here in step one. Then getting into it, we need to make the aesthetic beautiful. That's why we're here today. Come on. And part of that is your booking page URL. There's two options here. I'd love to hear what you guys think in the chat, but of these two, which one feels less sketchy to you? Which one feels more trustworthy? In my mind, umbrella insurance feels a lot more legitimate than random tags of letters and numbers that is just going to randomly spawn when you've built a booking page. You want to customize it to your name and your brand because you're handing this URL out to your customers, guys. You want them to like go to a real URL that makes sense for your brand. So that's step two is editing your booking links. So this is a rubber ducky company, quack, quack, you can book me doc. I don't know. I was getting silly here. And then while you're here, you can also build your booking page intro so that you are able to give some context to your bookers. This is a great place to add things like links to your website, context for why they might be booking with you, instructions for the bookers, anything like that you want to add in. You can add in hyperlinks as well, which is really nice, but just customizing this first impression for your bookers. Next is colors. And obviously, if you look on the side on the left here, there's so many other different places and panels to make other setting adjustments to your booking page. I know, but we're focused on aesthetics today. If there's anything beyond aesthetics that you want to learn more about, throw it in the Q&A and we'll help you out. But purely on aesthetics, let's go to color. So there are obviously 6 colors there at the top that you can choose from. Those are preloaded. They're fun. But if you know your company hex code for a specific color you'd like to use, you can pop it in there. Or if you click that little yellow check mark there where it says FFF 300, there's also a color selector in there so you can visually look and pick a color that you feel would be best for you. We went with rubber ducky yellow, of course. When you do select that color, you'll see on the right here, it has affected the background, it's affected the line and the colored circles around the dates. But what about that background? There's so many things we can do. This is actually relatively new and there's more updates Kate will be sharing on this, which I'm super excited for. But there are 3 different ways you can set up your background for your booking page. You can have a tint, so like a solid color. You can have a gradient or an image. What does that actually look like? Let me show you. So a tint is going to be a slightly more muted version of the color you selected. That way there's some contrast between it and the booking page. So you could have a muted version of your selected color. Here it's taken the bright bold yellow we've chosen and added a lighter yellow background so that everything is legible, beautiful, and accessible. Awesome. You can create a gradient, as you can see in the middle, where you've chosen your yellow and it's created a fun yellow to orange gradient. It's super sunshiny. I like it. Or number 3, which is totally my favorite, you can upload an image. And don't worry, we've got templates for these images coming your way so that you don't have to worry about sizing or anything like that. You can upload an image of your choice to really like make it your own. And I don't know, a bunch of rubber ducks just seemed fun. So you're going to see a lot more of that particular one here as we go through. The next thing you can do is select your layout for your calendar. There are 3 different layouts that we offer, and they all have different use cases. Let me show you them to you in a bit bigger example. So we've got a month view, a day view, and an agenda view. And maybe you just have a preference, maybe you feel one looks prettier, but there are also some occasions where it just makes more sense to have one over the other. For instance, if you only have a couple hours a day available, or you have some pretty limited availability each day, but you have more days, maybe you want to do the agenda view because then it'll show, okay, I have 3 times available on Tuesday, 3 times available on Wednesday, then nothing till next Tuesday. The agenda view might be the best choice for you. If you only have a couple days available, say you're using this booking page for a conference and you're only going to be at that conference for 3 days, you're only going to have 3 days of availability. A month view is going to look kind of silly when you only have 3 days open. So a day view might be the better choice if you're using this booking page for a conference or something short term. And then if you have a lot of long-term availability, maybe that month view is right for you. So like play with it. Everybody's got their own preferences. And like personally, I like the month view, but I've got long-standing availability. So it works for me and my use case. Next, we've got our footer. There's so much you can do with the footer. It's such an underrated feature in my mind because you can add text, you can add images, you can add hyperlinks, you can hyperlink your text and your images. There's so much you can do to add extra oomph, extra value, extra information to your page. So what I did here was I made a very fancy image for my footer. And the footer template's coming your way. Don't stress. I will help. We will send you templates to help you build it. But if you clicked on that footer in this lovely rubber ducky factory, the footer is hyperlinked to welikeducks.com. We've got the terms and conditions linked in the footer there. It's hyperlinked. It'll bring up the terms and conditions. There's so much you can do here to share extra visuals and information with your booker. So it's super fun. You can just get creative with it. The other thing that's nice is obviously in You Can Book Me, you can make multiple booking pages. If you went into my personal You Can Book Me account right now, you would see I've got so many booking pages on the go, one for work purposes, one for internal meetings, one for client meetings, one for booking me and my husband personal time, because sometimes it's easier to use a booking tool for my personal life. I'm busy. So you can do multiple pages, but have completely different style, messaging, anything you would like for each one of them. They can all be entirely unique. So for this fun little example here, we've got a nail salon that has a VIP clients only password protected booking page that you can't get into unless you know the password. Super fun for if you've got those VIP clients or you want to protect your time and only give access to certain people. And then we've got 2 different booking pages here that actually have different pricing. They have different availability. They have different backgrounds. So you can completely customize each one to whatever works for you. Your booking pages don't all have to look the same, and that's awesome. And now Kate's going to talk about appointment types and how you can offer different offerings and make it look beautiful.
Thank you, Becca. Yep. So the appointment types feature, if you don't know it, is a great way to highlight kind of all the different services that you offer all on one booking page. So you don't need a separate link for each duration of time. You just put it all on one page. And then in addition to that, you can include add-ons and clients can combine multiple services in one booking. So let's take a look at how we do that. So here we've got, continuing with the ducky theme here, the appointment type feature, you can see how they're all displayed on one page. You can see their different durations, their different prices, and you can set it up under the appointment types tab in your settings. You can set the appointment type name. It will have a duration and it will have a price, but you can also add a specific image for it. And you can also add a specific description for it. And then the introduction section is really quite important. If you've got appointment types turned on, this is the first page that your clients will see when they come to make a booking with you. So this is kind of your intro text. So you want to make sure that the copy here gives people context, tells them what to do, whatever you need to put in there. It should be on this page so it's not hidden away. And so the other thing you can do is one of the options you can see on the settings there is to select more than one in the same booking. So in this example, we've got the hat plus the customizing the duck. But this could also be something, for example, if you wanted to have, a head massage as long as well to add it onto your back massage or whatever. You can combine these together, and you can book me combines the durations and the prices. So everything is accounted for when the booking is made. So nobody will go through and I wanted, 2 hours worth of bookings, but I only got an hour. Everything would be accommodated by when these things are selected. And then you can also divide them into groups. So if you've got lots and lots of different appointment types, it can be quite a lot, particularly if people are booking on a mobile, which we know a lot of people are doing. You don't want to have to scroll very much. So you divide them into groups. You can see here on this example, there's a drop down there called merch. And if we go into the next slide, you can see that you split them out. There's 3 different options you can split them out. You can split them out on a dash, on a colon, or a semicolon. So you just type merch, dash, merch, colon, merch, semicolon. And then merch becomes the title of the group. And then the individual, whatever comes after those punctuation marks, is then the title of the event. So if you carry on the next slide, you can see that's there. The drop down is uncollapsed, and then you can see that they're there in that group. And you can decide whether it's uncollapsed or collapsed by default, whichever you prefer. Zero time add-ons. So this means quite self-explanatory. It will add potentially a price, but it won't add any extra time. So in this scenario, somebody's going to get a hat. They have to pay a little bit more, but they're not going to spend any more time kind of in the meeting. So it's a price, but not a time. And then on the next slide, you can see that you can add a time, but not a price. So in this case, there's a factory tour that will take an hour, but we're not going to charge you any more for that. So not everything has to have a price, and not everything has to have a duration. It just depends on what you need.
Amazing. There's so many different options here, guys. And we've actually put together a giant document of ideas. I think it's, if I'm being honest, I think it's 18 pages of ideas of different upsells, different add-ons that you can add on to help you monetize your booking page, add more upsells. We've got it sorted by like a whole bunch of different industries. So that is going to be one of the assets that we'll send out at the end of this call with the recording, with everything else to everybody who registered. So if you'd like some inspo on ways to upsell and make more money using your booking page, I'm going to share it with you. So that'll be in your inbox in the next day or so. Let's talk about the booking form itself, because there's so much you can do with it. And there's also updates coming to it, which are even better. So this is the default. When you create a booking page, it's immediately just going to ask for the bare essentials. It's going to ask for your first name, last name, email. That's it. And if that's all you need to get from your bookers, that's fine. Use that. But if you need a bit more information from your bookers in order to prepare for your meeting, know who the heck they are, give some context, make your day make sense, you can ask for it. There are so many options, guys. Holy man. You can ask long answer or short answer questions, get their email address or their phone number. You can have check boxes. Like if you want to a consent, I read the terms and conditions. I understand I have to be 18 or older for this service. I understand that this is an in-person meeting and that I can't do this remotely. I have to be in Beaumont, Alberta in order to do this. Cool. Have whatever you want for the checkbox. You can have multiple choice questions. You can have them have date pickers. So perhaps you want them to be to pick their second meeting time or whatever reason they might need. Like maybe you're a wedding planner and you need to know the date of their wedding. You can have a date selector in there. You can add blocks of text where you share extra information with your bookers. You can have dividing horizontal lines to break up your booking page, hidden questions, pass-through questions, and more to come, but I won't spoil what Kate's got to share. So for example, and in this example, you'll see some of these questions are shown as required, some are not. You control what are required and what are not required questions. So if it's just nice to know, if it's their first time as a customer or if they're a repeat customer, you can ask that, but make it not required. But if you require them to agree with the terms and conditions before they're allowed to book with you, make it required. Then you know they have read your terms and conditions, or at the very least, they've consented to them. I've never read the Apple terms and conditions. I can admit to that. But here we are. If you want them to actually have to check it off, you can make it required. Speaking of that terms and conditions, I know I'm guilty because I don't read the Apple terms and conditions every time my phone updates, but we just pushed out an update in terms of this. That is a game changer for keeping your booking page clean, beautiful, and still adding in all of those nitty-gritty details and terms that you need. If you're, say, I don't know, only working with adults, if they have to be 18 or whatever, for whatever reason you need to share your terms and conditions, you can have the checkbox with terms and conditions, but you can also add in additional information. So if they click that little question mark there, there's a pop-up. What? This is brand new. I'm so excited about it. So your terms and conditions, instead of being in your booking page in a giant block of text that is very just space consuming and not super aesthetic, you can build it into that little hidden question mark box. It's out of the way, but it's still accessible and they can still read it. And it just makes your booking page look beautiful. I'm so happy with this. Next, Kate's gonna talk about notifications and all the things you can do to customize those.
I'm on mute. Now I'm not. Thank you, Becca. Yes, we've got a lot more to talk about in that coming up in a little bit later on. But first, let's talk about notifications, because once the customer fills out that booking form and gets ready, and the booking's in place, we need to give them reminders. And we know that reminders can reduce your no-show by up to 25%. And then therefore, obviously, the more people who show up, the more you get paid. So this is something we want to definitely take advantage of. You Can Book Me has 6 places where you can trigger an automatic email or text message workflow. It's when the booking is made, when the booking is canceled or rescheduled, right before the booking, which is a reminder, right after the booking, which for follow-ups, and then we can also do automated no-show emails. And the default emails for these are pretty good. They've got a lot of information that you and your clients need. But again, this is an opportunity. Your client is reading an email from you. We know how hard that is in its own right. So take the time to put it in a tone of voice that represents you and your business, add extra details that manage their expectations, ensure it's a seamless experience. So, and I want to point out, this is a workflow that I think is a little bit underappreciated. So super secret just for you guys, but it's the follow-up workflow, and it's in the after appointment end section. And it's just way more powerful than it appears, because you can trigger an email or an SMS to automatically send at any point up to a year after the appointment has finished. So you can send an email asking for feedback or a review literally the next day. We have customers who also send a series of emails in the days and weeks even following after the appointment. And they have asked for things like reviews, social proof, they have thought leadership articles, and any other information that they can send that keeps them top of mind during maybe a buying program process. And as well as it kind of cements their expertise in the mind of this customer. We have service professionals who send an email 6 or 9 months after the appointment to remind them that they're due another one, like a dental hygienist or an auto mechanic. And my favorite example, which I apologize if you've already heard me say this, because I do talk about it a lot, but we have a wedding celebrant in Australia, and he sends an email 1 year after the appointment to say happy first wedding anniversary. So this is really nice. But so these are really customized and unique approaches. It can help to keep you top of mind. It's also all automated, so you don't have to lift a finger. And so here's just an example too of how you might want to update your emails. You can use this dynamic content. So each one feels like you've written it personally by hand. And we're going to drop some information about that in the chat right now. These are called shorthand codes, and it's how you can make those emails really, really feel like they're specifically to that person. In addition, we have something called conditional statements that you can use. And that means that depending on what they've answered or what selections they've made earlier in the booking process, that'll depend on which text is in the email. So if they've said this, then the text will appear this way. But if they've said that, a different text will appear. If you are interested in that at all, please let us know. We can send you that information as well, because it's really, really powerful.
Especially if you aren't paying for some crazy expensive CRM tool because it doesn't make sense for your business, use this instead. Oh my gosh, automate it all.
Exactly. And so here are just some fun examples of the way you can customize your emails for every occasion. We've got pirates, or we've got Halloween. But a good point to make here is that, as Becca said earlier, each of these notification workflows is set per booking page, and each booking page is completely separate from all the others. So if you have different services or different clients and you need different branding or different tone of voice, for example, that is completely doable here with You Can Book Me. Okay.
Awesome. I'm going to talk about embedding. I have talked about this in previous webinars, so I'm going to make it quick. But so if you've heard me talk about this before, I'll be brief, I promise, and then we're getting into the new stuff right away here. But let me talk about embedding for just a moment, because I think it's so impactful. When you create your You Can Book Me page, there are a million different ways you can embed your work booking page, one of which is naturally on your website. And I think anybody who has a booking page and a website needs to be embedding it because if I can't get a hold of you, if I don't know how to get a hold of you, if I don't know where your booking page is, I'm not going to go through 10 million email threads between the two of us to find what your booking link was. No customer is going to do that unless they're absolutely that crazy eager. Instead, they're going to go on to your competitor. So we need to make it so that they can find you easily. So embed it on your website and you'll be able to get bookings from your customers with ease 24/7. If they're on your website at 2 in the morning and want to book you, great. Because they're not emailing you to ask for a booking link. They're not emailing you to ask if you're free next Thursday at 2. They just Google you, you come up and they can book you. It's so much easier for everybody. There are 3 different ways you can embed in a website. You can embed inline, meaning your booking page basically looks like a cutout in your website right there. It looks super natural, completely embedded in your website. You can embed a link so that people can click on your website and it'll take them to your booking page. Or you can add in a lovely little floating button at the bottom that'll be like, want to book? And they can click on it and it takes them to your booking page. So seamless and it makes you more accessible. For example, I love using this example because Romana has been a customer for a long time and she's awesome. But this is her homepage. If you click book a strategy session, that bright pink button right there in the middle, it takes you to her booking page. So she's done such a good job of you land on her website, book with her immediately. It's so accessible. We also have this fun company out of the United States that has built their whole booking page into their website. And I'm going to show you guys, I'm not a website developer either. I know I said I wasn't a graphic designer. I'm not a developer either, but I can do this in like under 2 minutes. It's so accessible. You just choose the style you'd like, pick your colors, pick whatever you'd like. Pretty seamless and then hit the copy code button. It is literally copy and paste into your website. It's so easy. And if for whatever reason you're not sure how to do this, we've created so many how-to guides on this, and our whole support team would love to help you. So if you're not sure how to embed your booking page, but you feel like it's something you need to do for your business because it's awesome, reach out to us and we'll help you out. But I promise you, it is as easy as copy and paste. And I am so not a developer and I can rock this for you if I was on the support team and helping you out. So it's really user friendly, which is awesome. The other thing you can do, obviously, there's ways you can embed it in your social, there's ways you can share it. There's so many options, but one of the other ones I wanted to share was our QR code. And it's not because I want you to like scan my menu at my restaurant. No, I want this booking QR code to be used everywhere. Because seriously, I've used the heck out of this at conferences. Having your booking page on your business card is awesome. Makes you accessible, handed out, easy. We all know how business cards work. However, I don't take business cards to conferences, guys. I've stopped doing it. I stopped doing it years ago because by the end of a conference, we've all ended up with this gigantic stack of business cards. And it's hard to remember who does what, why I took each business card. It's overwhelming. Instead, I literally embed my booking page QR code on my watch as my watch background, and I make it my phone background, like those 2 example images you can see there. I do that for every conference I go to, guys. And so if somebody's interested in my product or I'm interested in theirs, I can just hold up my watch. They can book with me right then and there. I've got my booking form that they have to fill out so that I get context immediately when I look at that booking as to who the heck they are and why I had them book with me. And I've got the immediate meeting. I'm not handing out 600 business cards at this conference and praying I get a couple meetings out of it. No, I'm getting those meetings booked live and they're happening because I've got my email notifications going to them. I got the lead. Case closed. So it's way more impactful than just praying they remember your business card at the end of a conference. I get really psyched about this, guys. Oh my goodness. Of course, there's other things you can do in conferences, events, in person with your QR code as well. Put it on your banners, your signs, your digital ads. Put it on your storefront window. We have actually a customer out of California who literally does this. They are a clothing store that does like custom fittings and stuff, and it's right on their front window. I think that's so cool. Put it on your promotional materials. If you're a realtor, put it on your postcards, put it on whatever. But there's so many places and ways you can share it. And I don't know, I'd rather scan a QR code than type a URL in on my phone, especially if I'm on the go and I have places to be. I want the quick QR code and go. I'm not going to sit there and memorize your URL. I got places to be. Finally, let's get into the product updates with Kate because they're so cool. Let's go.
Thank you, Becca. This is my favorite part. We're going to give you a little bit of a sneak peek about what is coming out really soon. So Becca's already talked about this one, but I just wanted to kind of wrap them all together. And the start of this year has been all about the booking page. And we know how important it is for your clients to be able to get through that booking page as quickly as possible, and then just get on with their lives, right? So we're introducing 3 new question types. The first one came out earlier in the week, and that is the pop-up question that Becca talked about earlier. It just lets you tuck away large pieces of text so your bookers don't have to scroll through it on your website. So that came out earlier in the week. Very excitingly, today this came out. This one is a conditional state question. We call it a follow-up because it's a multiple choice question that will automatically show a second question only when the selected answer is given. So you can see in this example, if somebody chooses pizza, we ask if you're vegan or gluten-free. And if somebody chooses sandwich, we say, what kind of sandwich, which sandwich do you want? So each of the multiple choice questions can have a follow-up question if you want, but it's just a really nice way. Right now, you might say, if you've said yes to the question above, then and ask another question, get rid of those questions, only show it to the people who actually need to see it. And then coming soon, possibly even tomorrow, is a blocking question. And so this is a great option if you've got different kind of meetings that require like a specific journey for your customer. So maybe someone needs to have had an induction session before they can attend a full class, or maybe somebody needs to have uploaded some documents before you can meet with them, or they need to be a certain age or a certain height to participate. So in all these cases, you create a multiple choice question, and if they submit kind of the wrong answer, then their booking will be blocked, and you can add this message explaining why they're blocked and what their next steps are. So this is something that can be really, really useful to basically prevent bookings that are going to be a waste of time, or people who shouldn't be booking with you just yet. Moving away from the booking form and going on to our customizations, which we're really pleased about how popular they are. The duotone color themes are coming. And so these are matching color combinations. And you can see there's like a little swatch there with some preset combinations, but you can also add your own hex code, as Becca was talking about, for your brand, and it will create the duotone from that. These are all designed with legibility, that's a hard word, and accessibility. So no one was going to struggle to make a booking with you. Everything is definitely set up for all of those things that we need to be thinking about. Dark mode, what's going to happen very, very soon. This is probably going to come in the next few weeks. If your client has dark mode on their device when they're looking at your booking page, then your booking page will be presented as dark mode. If they don't, they won't. But this is just about kind of respecting what your client has on their phone or on their laptop, and you can decide it. Now, the only where this could be adjusted is on if you're embedding your page. So if your website isn't responsive or has a different look, or you want it to behave slightly differently, you can change that in the embed settings so that so it doesn't switch to dark mode. And then finally, this background image, as Becca was saying, it's just become one of our most popular features in the very short time that it's been out. We're just going to give you a bit more control over those background images. On the gradient image, you'll be able to select the intensity of the gradient, in the sense that, whether it's a very, very big difference between the bright yellow and the dark yellow. We also will be looking at the direction of the gradient. So it could be right to left or up and down. And then on the image, you're going to add a blur to the image. So some people don't want, a specific image, but to have kind of a feeling of it. So it's a bit more aesthetic. So all those things are coming soon. We should all have them out before the end of next month. So look forward to those and let us know how you like them. So let's get back to Becca now, because she's going to tell you how to actually build a booking page.
All right, no pressure, but we're gonna do this live. I made a bet with somebody that I could do this in under 5 minutes. So we're just gonna believe in me. It's gonna work. We got this. I'm gonna pop up a poll right here, guys, because I want to know what you guys want me to build. I have prepped 3 different. There we go. The poll should be up. I prepped 3 different brands for us today. So should I do Little Duckling Web Design, Pratchett Financial, or the Unhatter Barbershop? There's any Terry Pratchett fans out there. I got a little nerdy with my references in the Pratchett one, but we'll give you guys just a second here to vote on that while I tell you what exactly I'm going to be customizing. Because at the end of the day, you could spend time customizing so many different things. We could talk about integrations. We could talk about so many different things that aren't on brand. We're here to talk about customization. That's what I'm doing today. So we're going to, depending on what you guys vote for, I'm going to be editing the booking page name, URL, profile photo, color, background image, footer, appointment types with images, custom SMS meeting reminders, and a custom post meeting email. I'm going to try and do it in 5 minutes because I know we're already slightly over time here, guys. And if at any point you have to bounce, that's completely cool because we're recording this, but set your timers. It looks like we're doing the Unhatter Barber Shop. Let's freaking go. 47% of you wanted to see me try and build a barbershop booking page completely on the fly. Let's do it. I haven't practiced this either, so this is going to be fabulous. I'm already logged into You Can Book Me. Come on, load. There we go. My computer has been struggling this week, so that we got this. Let me just open up my Unhatter information so that I actually know who we're building a booking page for. That'd be helpful. Cool. Let's do this. I'm super excited. Okay, so first of all, we've got booking page title, and we're going to forgive any typos, friends. We're doing this live. The Unhatter Barber Shop. I hope somebody's timing me on this. We're going to add a profile photo. I'm going to drag and drop one in. I made the images for all three of these brands using the Canva templates I'm going to be sharing with you guys. So you're going to have full access to how I built these. Obviously, if we do it like this, it's going to be kind of cut off. Let's adjust. Sweet. This guy's got cool hair. I don't want to cut it off. Looks good. Cool, cool, cool. Where do we want to meet? I'm a Google Meet girl. Personal preference. We can still be friends if you like Teams instead. Cool. We've got a booking page. Hypothetically speaking, could we go out and share this booking page with the world? Absolutely. It's functional. But my computer just froze. Super duper neat. I saw that coming, but that's fine. Too many tabs. It's been happening a lot lately. This is super shareable. It works, but we're here to customize it. So how do you want to meet? We've got it set to Google Meet right now, but wait a minute. That doesn't actually make sense. What was I thinking? This is a hairdresser. You can't get your hair cut virtually. So we're going to edit that location. Come on. Why won't you work better for me, computer? There we go. In-person meeting. And we're going to go with 418 Dormouse Lane, Beaumont. Is that a real place? I don't really know, but that's where our fictitious hair studio is going to be. Can't get your hair cut on Google Meet. That would be nice. Booking page link. I don't want to go with that one. Let's see if the Unhatter is available. All we do is type it in, hit save changes. It accepted it. Cool. If that wasn't available, say Kate already had a booking page that was called the Unhatter at youcanbook.me, it would just give me a notice that it was already taken and I had to choose something else, like the Unhatter Barber, the Unhatter Barber Shop, the Unhatter Beaumont. I'd get creative, but we're going with the Unhatter because it's available. Booking page intro. This is our first impression. We want to make it count. So let's add in some text that actually talks about what the hairstylist does and hit save. Doesn't that already look better? We've got a photo, we've got a URL, we've got some information. Let's set up some appointment types for this hair studio because they don't just offer one thing. Most don't. So we're going to go to appointment types. We're going to turn on appointment types. Makes sense. We're going to add some services in here. The first service I want to offer is a beard and hair trim. Let's make it 45 minutes. I don't have a beard, so if you're a gentleman with a beard on here and you're like, this wouldn't take so long, I'm sorry, I don't have the experience of a beard to know. And we're going to call it $45. I'm not going to put an appointment type description because I feel like beard and hair trim is pretty self-explanatory. But I do want to add a photo. And wouldn't you know it, I made a photo for this too. Of course, these are coming in the template for you guys. But how fun is this? I made little scissors. Let's make it bigger. Sure. Hit save. If we save changes, we've already got one appointment type. We're going to add 3 of them here just for the sake of making this beautiful booking page. Maybe you have a beard, but your hair already looks great. Let's get a beard trim. And perhaps we need an image for that. Some scissors. Cool. Let's do scissors. I made this one for beard trim. I feel like a beard trim probably takes less time than a beard plus hair. So let's go $25, 20 minutes. And again, it's a beard trim. I could add an appointment type description, but it's pretty self-explanatory. So I don't need to if I don't want to, and that's okay. Finally, maybe you don't have a beard. Maybe you just need a haircut. And the haircut people deserve a photo too. We're going to zoom in just a little bit here on my fun little scissors. And again, a haircut shouldn't take as long as a haircut plus a beard trim. Let's call it 20 minutes and $25. This person is staying consistent. $25 for 20 minutes. Cool. We have some appointment types. Amazing. Because we have appointment types turned on, this is the first place that our bookers are going to land because obviously they have to choose what appointments they're having before they can actually book the time because we need to know how long they need. So let's change our appointment type intro section. And I've written something for this particular business. We're also going to let people select more than one in the same booking. Maybe they want to be able to pick beard trim plus haircut. It'd be cheaper if they pick the combo one, but we're just going to turn it on. Why not? I have not added all my copy. Come on, copy and paste. Do better. This is what happens when you do things on the fly, but we had a bet to win. So here we go. Awesome. We've got some copy. We've got some appointment types. Let's now go and edit our booking form. I wonder how we're doing for time, but I don't want to check it right now because we're just going to keep going. We need first name, last name, email because I need to know who on earth is booking with me. But I also want to have a phone number because as I mentioned, we're going to be setting up text message reminders because I want people to show up to my hair salon. So we've got a phone number. Great. I also want to add in a checkbox because I want to talk about cancellation. So let's go checkbox. And we're going to put, I agree with the cancellation policy. Awesome. This is a required field. It absolutely is. And I want to add text after my question. That is a pop-up. All appointments canceled with less than 24 hours notice are not eligible for a refund. And we're going to do it as a pop-up because we have new toys. Let's play with them. And we're going to hit save. Look at that booking form. We've got all the information that we felt we needed in order to set up this meeting for success with this person getting their hair done. Cool. Let's do the pretty stuff now, and that will be our booking page. Style and display. I already went and picked a color. As I mentioned, you can click here, and there's a color selector. Go nuts. Pick whatever you'd like. Do something that brings you joy. I've decided to go with color code 43FF87. Complete with typo. There we go. Awesome. Green. Our logo was green. It made sense. Let's add a background image. I chose to do an image today, and I pre-created one using the templates that I will be sharing. Background image, fun. Layout view. I wanted to do an agenda view because that's what made the most sense for this company. We're going to add a footer image. That sounds fun. Again, created using templates that I'll share with everybody after this call. It looks like code in here. I know that. It doesn't look like an image, but if you go to the booking page, look at that. How fun. It's a guy holding scissors. So that's awesome. That is the aesthetic of our booking page. Let's add in those two reminders really quick, and that'll be that. We'll have a beautiful customized booking page. Notifications. We have all of these awesome pre-built standardized notifications, but I want to add two more. We're going to add a reminder text message because I don't know, but you guys, I check my texts way more than my emails. So we're going to go after the booking is made, or sorry, reminder before the booking. That's what we're doing. Let's send a reminder. Hit a little plus sign. We're going to send an SMS. And do we want the text message to go to me or to my booker? I want it to go to the booker in this case. So, and we're going to use some shorthand codes because they're Ben's favorite. It automatically is giving me some suggested text, but I wrote new text. Hey, insert name here. That'll automatically pull from our booking form. Just a reminder that your appointment is on start date for this duration of time. Need to reschedule? Just reply to us. Cool. We're going to hit save. And that text message is now built into the queue. I have 0 SMS credits because I did not go live and plug my credit card in front of you guys. Not that surprising. So I would need to do that in order for the text to send, but that's fine. Finally, we're going to send a follow-up email after the appointment ends. Maybe we want the person to rebook and we're going to send them an email because it's less pressing than making sure they showed up. Email subject line. I don't want it to just be thank you for booking. I want it to be stay sharp, book your next haircut. We want to make sure that this person who just got their beard and their hair done continues to look fabulous because they are a client of ours, they represent us. And then I've written some new text, again, using these fun little shorthand codes. I'll add some spacing here just to make it look nice. And what we're trying to do here is get them to book their next appointment with us because repeat business is how this fictitious hair salon is going to make money. So we're going to hit save. And that's out. That's all of our customizations. Let's see how it looked. Beautiful. Completely customized booking page done in just a few minutes here, guys. I know I went over my 5 minutes. I talked too much. I always do, but we built a booking page live. Amazing. Let's get back to wrapping up this webinar so that you guys can carry on with your Thursday. That's what day it is. Whew, I'm out of breath after that, but let's finish this up. Booking page inspo. We just launched a brand new page on our website, guys, with a ton of inspo. I think we've got like 40 different custom designed booking pages on there. I'm going to send you that link after this call. Check it out if you want some inspo. It's coming your way. The templates I promised you, there's 4 different templates: appointment type, icons, background, footer, profile photo. Those are all coming your way. I'll email that to you with everything else. The You Can Book Me setup guide that walks you through step by step all of the things I talked about today, coming to you via email. Check your inbox. And then get a free booking page audit. I'm going to drop a poll right now. So this is an aesthetic audit. If you would like us to go through and based on the features that we talked about today, audit your booking page and give you suggestions on how you can make it awesome, including how-to guides. Don't worry, we're going to guide you through this. You're welcome to share your booking page URL in the poll there. I will not be publicly sharing this poll, so nobody will see it but myself, Kate, and our 2 lovely moderators who have been in the chat this whole time. So if you would like some feedback on your booking pages, help making it beautiful, throw your booking page URL in there. We will use that to grab your email address from your You Can Book Me account and get in touch with you and send you some ideas. Super fun. I'm going to leave that poll open for a minute to give you feedback. If you're watching this as a recording and you were not able to attend, I'm also going to send this form to you in the email. So don't stress if you're watching the recording, it's still coming. And if you're watching this on YouTube 3 years from now, hi from the past, email us. We'll still help you out. That's what we're here for. We have a couple more webinars coming up here in the next couple of weeks here, friends. The Perfect Week. This has been put together by a couple of top executive assistants and chiefs of staff from around the world who have like incredibly crazy knowledge about managing high power executives' calendars and how they survive it. It's going to be such a cool panel. That's next Thursday, or that's 2 Thursdays from now. So if you want to come and see a really neat panel from some people who've had some crazy careers, come check it out. And then finally, March 13th, so almost a month from now, automation. Myself and Ben, who you've seen in this chat the whole time, are going to be talking about automation. So Ben loves automation. He's so passionate about it. I am basically an automation newbie compared to him. So we're going to show you how to automate a whole bunch of different things in terms of your admin and your booking and all of your different tools to make your life easier without knowing a single line of code, because I don't know how to code either. And I was able to understand how to set up all these things with Ben's help. So I'm so excited for this webinar. Thank you so much, guys. Let's see if we have any questions in the Q&A to go over. I haven't had a chance to look in the last few minutes as I've been talking, but if there is, we can do them live. And if you got a dip, don't worry, we're going to be recording this and sending it out.
We've just got a couple of questions that we can do live. Becca, I appreciate we're running towards the end of the time. So you'll get the recording of these answers as well if you need to go. But the first question is from Justin, which I thought was a really good question. It's about, can you explain the difference between booking pages and appointment types and how best to deploy each? And it's a great question because in some ways they're interchangeable and they can suit the way you need them. But the very specific thing about appointment types is that they can be differentiated on duration and on price. But if there is anything like, I can only do that one on a Tuesday, or I can only do that one different kinds of availability, or I need different booking form questions for that, then appointment types doesn't really work. So because appointment types is on the page, and then the booking form will apply to all of those appointment types. So at the moment, if you need to have some kind of different experience happening after each appointment type has been chosen, then we would recommend setting those out into different booking pages with different URLs. Now, one thing you can do there is you can kind of create the feeling of an appointment types page by adding those to a booking page, to a page on your own website, for example. You could embed them that way and then create information and links, and people could see them all on one page on your site, but they would be different booking pages within You Can Book Me. Whereas the appointment types, we just give you the page. And so that's the main difference. And so in terms of best practices, again, different price, different duration, use appointment types. If there's any other difference between them that you need to specify, for example, only certain team members can do that appointment type, or only certain times of day, or only in certain locations, it might be better to use booking pages. Having said all of that, this year we're working on being able to combine appointment types with other resources like that and other kind of rules like that. So look out for those changes, because those will be coming down the line quite soon. So I hope that helped answer the question, Justin. And then Rick asked a question about, if we have multiple people a client can book with, can each person have their own portrait when the client picks on their name? So absolutely, we have, in addition to the appointment types, we have a feature called the team feature. And that is very similar in that you list out all of your team members, and you can have a picture of them. You can have not a price, but you can have a description of them. So you can, we've seen it in education, if like counselors would say, oh, we take students A through L, and then we take whatever. Or in your case, Rick, you've got estimators. They might say, I use the northwest part of town, and somebody else would be, I'm in the southwest part of town. So you can put descriptions in for each of them. So it's very similar setup to the appointment types that we showed you is the team page. So each could have their own thing. So if they're choosing which estimator they're going to be with, they just click on that person, they'll see the person's picture. If they're not going to choose, the other option is to have that kind of hidden away, and You Can Book Me decides who gets that booking based on who's available. If you have them set up as team members, you can put their image in the email, for example. So when you're confirming that booking, it could say, I'm really looking forward to meet with you. You could have the person, it could be specifically the email it would come from them, and you could have their image in the email itself. So if you've got any other questions about that, Rick, please do come follow up with us, but hopefully that is helpful. And then you also adding a link to an estimator's profile, link to the company website. So absolutely. So if you have your estimators listed on their website, you could create a different booking page for each, or have them on one page, and then just have a direct deep link into that page on your website. So again, I hope that's helpful, but any additional questions, come back. Any follow-up you need, we can send you any information you need on that.
And we had a few other questions that were really use case specific, guys. If we got those questions from you, Anna and Ben have already let you know that we'll be coming to you privately to answer those. So don't you worry, in the next few days here, we're going to be emailing anybody who asked a question that it made more sense to answer one-on-one. Maybe you were reaching out for support. Maybe you had a question that wasn't really about today's content. We're going to reach out to you individually and make sure you have everything you need. Thank you so incredibly much to everybody who joined us today. I think this was one of the most packed webinars we've had yet, so I'm super pumped about that. And as always, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, support@youcanbook.me, log into your account, go to the little chat bot, ask to talk to us. We're here to support you with anything and everything you need, and we'll be sending out this recording in the next day or so. Have a wonderful day, everybody.